Hi everybody. You asked us to record a video on how to pivot out of your career into an entirely different industry. Now, unfortunately, we are receiving a lot of these requests from healthcare professionals, educators, members of law enforcement, professionals in retail and hospitality, because of all that has happened in the last year. And so we wanted to share some tips about how to position yourself and how to translate what you've done into an entirely different industry. So here are a couple things to think about. Number one, you need to have a couple target industries that you might be interested in and start to research those. What do those employers look for? What are the skills, whether that be soft skills or tangible, say, technology skills, that you can transfer from one industry to the other? And if you don't have the skills needed, what can you do to gain that knowledge? Can you take a class? Can you jump on into a LinkedIn Learning course, something like that, to start to prove that you have the skills and get that practice that you need? So that's the first thing. Know what that industry is looking for. The second thing is start to really take stock in what you've accomplished and what you've achieved in your current industry and how you did that, right? So you can't talk about your accomplishments and translate them to another industry until you know what they are. So start to really write down what you've accomplished, how you've done it, the impact of those accomplishments, and don't just think about, well, I created lesson plans in a classroom. Think about how you worked to create that plan with a whole team of people, how it impacted your students, but maybe not only your students, but their families as well, things like this. And then what are the metrics that you can use to support what you've accomplished? Every industry has metrics and data that they associate with their industry, so make note of the metrics and the data that will support your accomplishments. Next, I want you to go seek out some people who might already work in the industry or might be familiar with the industries that you're considering, or maybe they're just business professionals that aren't familiar with your industry, and start to talk to them about what you've accomplished. Pick someone you trust to really start to break down with them what you've accomplished and how it could translate to the business community, if the business community is your target, so that you can again really highlight what sets you apart in a way that doesn't focus on your current industry, but rather really sells what you're planning to do next and why you will be the great fit. Lastly, network your butts off. You've heard me say this many of times, but networking is going to be key, especially in situations where you're doing a full career pivot, right? So be sure to network in your new industry. Make a list of who you know, who they know, where they work, where they worship, where their kids go to school, where they go for a beer on Friday night, all of those things, and start to really identify who might be able to help you reach other professionals in the industries that you're interested in. Hope this helps. Reach out to us if you have more questions about this topic, or if you have other ideas of topics you want to see us discuss here on these videos. Take care, everybody.